I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, I'll try, but I have no idea how that's gonna go. Wish me luck. So this was originally a picnic tablecloth. Then I made it into a dress, or I tried at least. I cut out all the pieces, I sewed part of it together. The pattern really wasn't working out on the bodice. So then I decided I was gonna try to make it a skirt. And I tried to configure all the pieces, but didn't really work out, and it sat in storage for a really long time. Then I took it out and I decided from the bodice I was going to use it as scrap and start making like project bags for my knitting so I can use them to take my knitting from place to place without it getting tangled. But that leaves me with this like half a skirt with 2 pockets, and it's not quite enough material to make like a good size garment out of. So I'm gonna be switching it up. I am sick of the rain. I live in Oregon. I know it's just part of where I am, but the winter rain is really getting to me, and I'm really excited for spring to come. It's only March. It is what it is. But I feel like this hot pink picnic table fabric is exactly what I need in a project to kind of boost my mood and get me more in a spring spirit. So I think I'm gonna try to make a bag out of this. A few years ago, I bought this like dupe bagu on Amazon, I think, and it's held up for quite a while. It's a pretty thick canvas material. I was happy with it for a little while, but really the stitching hasn't held up. There's holes in the zippers. These are all things I could fix myself, but I think that I want to try to take this apart and make a pattern out of it so I can make other bags using the same shape and using the same design. Whatever cheap labor mill they used, their machine wasn't doing great because the tension on the zipper and on the seam is absolutely crazy. If you look at it, it looks fine on the front, but the bottom is just knotted and nasty. I can't believe they sent it out like this. This is what happens when you buy cheaply made products. You get pretty cheap quality. So hopefully my design doesn't turn out like this, but the zipper separating, a couple other things. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take this apart so I can use this pattern and apply it to this fabric. I'm also going to be reusing the hardware on this because it is sturdy, it's metal. So I'm gonna be using these clasps and buckles, but I'll use a different zipper. It has served me well, but now it is time for it to go. Here's this. I'm gonna go ahead and start with some of the main seams here along here and just go ahead and seam and rip them. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long. Okay, that was a little trickier than I anticipated, but I have multiple pieces out now. I have the bottom piece, the 2 main wide front and back pieces, the bias tape, so this will give me an idea for how long to make it, this front pocket here, and the strap. I have not fully deconstructed the strap yet, mostly because it's pretty easy for me to figure out that this is roughly, let's see, it's 1.5 inches wide. So I'll figure out from there how long I want it to be. The strap is fairly customizable, but I know that I'll need at least 1 short piece of strap and then 1 really long piece of strap to make this adjustable like I want. But then I can use these pieces as my pattern pieces on my picnic fabric. I could do that, or I can do this on pattern paper and trace these pieces out. I probably will do that after the fact, but I'm impatient to get started, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start laying it out and seeing if I have all the pieces that I need that can fit. This is just like scrap fabric that I have. I think I have enough, but I need to double check it. I realized I don't think I ever talked about where I got this fabric from. I do get a lot of my fabric from secondhand places, thrift stores, estate sales, and this one is no different. I actually got this fabric from an abbey in Oregon. There's the Mount Angel Abbey, and so they were having a big estate sale and clearing out one of the buildings, and they had a whole room of like bed sheets and tablecloths and things, so I got a couple pieces there. So this was one of the tablecloths that I got. They must have used it for like church picnics or something. I don't know what the nuns were using it for, but I do think it has kind of a fun backstory that it's gone from being like a picnic table used by the Catholic Church to now being a purse by me. It's been very well loved. It's served its time, and now it's time to be an accessory. I went digging through my fabric stash a little bit, and I found, I think, the perfect scrap. It is probably like roughly half a yard. I need to iron it still, but it has this little pink floral print on it. I've had it for a while. I made like cloth masks out of it during COVID, and now I think it's time to be the lining of another cute pink floral bag. I think there's just enough of this. I'm gonna have to measure it out, but I really think this is gonna work. It is admittedly many days later. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this project, even though it's been sitting on my table every single day since I last filmed. It's been many days, and it's just been sitting here. So that means that I have to actually like start sewing again, which is something that I wanted to do, just didn't have the time. It is now a weekend, and I have the rest of the afternoon to finish this bag, hopefully. I have all of my pieces cut out. My next step is to interface the straps specifically. I don't think I need to do any interfacing on anything else, but I want to make sure that the strap I'm going to be using is like sturdy and strong. So I'm gonna use some fusible interfacing to help support that, and probably sew the strap all together, like folding it, doing all the ironing and things, just to get that out of the way. After that, it should be pretty easy just to piece everything together. I'm in my stitching era. This was the best purchase I made when I panic bought fabric at Joann's the other day. It was like a final goodbye, really. Okay, it just took me 75 years to find the interfacing that I needed. That was ridiculous. So now the straps are all done, and I finished the pocket. I'm really proud of how I was able to pattern match this pocket. I think it turned out really well, and it'll be great. It does gap a little bit, and I'm hoping once there's like things in it and the tension's better along the sides that it'll stay closed. But a little bit of gapping isn't the worst thing in the world. But I'm starting to like see the picture in my head now of how this is gonna look, and I think it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to wear this. I haven't even finished sewing in the base of the lining, but I skipped ahead and did the base for the outside picnic table fabric. It looks so good. I knew that this was going to be a cool project. I had a vision for this in my head and I knew it was going to be amazing. This is turning out so much better than anticipated. Okay, pretty last minute, I'm making a modification to this purse. I've sewn one side of the base already, and I'm going to, on the other side, sneak in an extra little detail. I remember when I had my green purse that I was constantly losing my keys in the bottom of it, and I hated that, or like hair ties, things like that. So I'm gonna add in a little detail. I still need to finish it. I just came up with a little strip of the same lining fabric, and I have one of these little keyring clasps, and I'm going to put this on the inside lining. And this will just hang out in the purse, and that way I can clip my keys to this if I want, so I know where they are and I don't have to like go digging through the bottom of the bag for them. So I have the majority of the bag done. The last hard part of this whole thing is going to be figuring out how I turn this into very nice, seamless strap of a bag. Okay, I think I figured it out with like all the pleating, but that's thick. I don't think my sewing machine will go through that, because that's, in some parts, that's like 9 layers of fabric and a zipper. I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, I'll try, but I have no idea how that's gonna go. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm just praying that my needle doesn't break. Okay, I went forward and backwards to secure it. Let's see if it worked. That looks normal to me. It's very thick. Oh, and it's not centered on this side. It's probably fine. You know what? No one is going to notice that but me. And you know what, that's fine. No one's gonna notice that but me, that the zipper's off center and that these are kind of, just the bulk is there. That's normal, that's whatever. I'm happy with that. The fact that it works, honestly. And now I know for next time to make the strap a little thinner, so that way I don't have any of this like overlap here, because I made the strap, I think, too big when I reduced the size of this so I could have it fit on the fabric piece that I needed. Okay, that was nerve-wracking. My needle did not break. I am always 100% thankful for my glasses as eye protection whenever I'm sewing over thick fabric. I have had needles fly at my eyes before and my glasses always shield me, but that was nerve-wracking. And now I'm gonna do the other side, but then I just need to sew up the hole that's in the bottom of the lining, and then the purse is done. Okay, so final thoughts. This purse is amazing. I wore it out all day today. It fit my knitting, it fit multiple books in it, my wallet, my Kindle, my keys, a snack, fit everything that I needed into it. These pockets were super, super handy for putting my phone in throughout the day. And overall, I think this was a fantastic make, and I will be using this. I also can see myself making way more of these because this was so much easier than anticipated. And now that I have the pattern from the other bag, I can definitely duplicate this and like just make a really amazing project. I want to talk about the book I got at the library. I did some filming in like the science fiction section because it was slightly farther away from other people. No one was there. And I found this book, which I can't wait to tell you about. And it's called Space Unicorn Blues by TJ Barry. And basically, the synopsis is that humanity joining the intergalactic community has been a disaster. Now, the Century Summit is approaching, when humans will be judged by godlike aliens. She enlists half-unicorn Gary Cobalt, whose horn powers faster than light travel, but he's just been released from prison for murdering the wife of Jenny's co-pilot, Cowboy Jim. Jenny's ship becomes the last hope for magic. I will get back to you on this book. It just sounds so interesting. The tagline for this is humanity's last hope, a murderous unicorn. Anyway, it fit perfectly in my purse as I went away to bring it back to the purse. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I try to put out videos every other Tuesday. I like to knit, sew, and quilt. But yeah, thank you so much. And I'm gonna go out once again to enjoy some friends and bring my new purse along, my new favorite accessory.